Good evening and welcome everybody to another episode of Phoenix Spiritual Coach with me, Jordan Richards. Please like, share, follow, invite all those in the community to come along, join us, pose those questions that you wish to be answered by myself and my guest this evening. Yeah, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce my guest this evening, which is the lovely Debbie Romero, who invited me into her show last year. And as a result, forwarding on from that, I've ended up becoming a presenter myself on sptv. So with no further ado, I'd like to invite Debbie live with us this evening. And let's share that love in the community and welcome our soul sister from America.
Oh, you're so kind, Jordan. It is an honor to be here with you as your guest. And I am just admiring you shining in all platforms. This is so cool. Thank you, boss man, Mr. SPTV Richard behind the scenes. Lots of love to you. Thank you, everybody, for having me back.
Absolutely. We love Richard, even although he doesn't share his face. The voice behind the logo.
Right. I have
big up to
visions.
Richard.
Right. I asked Spirit, what does Richard look like today? What is he wearing today?
I hope it's all good and you know, not naughtiness.
Oh yeah, Richard's a professional. We
So
got him down.
I'm sure obviously lots of people on this channel know you, know quite a bit about you, but give us a short intro about yourself, so that obviously the viewers can interact with you this evening, and then we'll get some commentary from our listeners and viewers this evening, and then get the ball rolling, as they say.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. You know, I just really enjoy being a service to spirit and to the community. Earlier in my journey, just started for self-care and self-love and just taking care of myself. And as many of us do, we just want to understand how spirit is talking to us and why we're so sensitive. A lot of times we don't have words to put with what we're feeling or experiencing. And it's very important. As time has passed in the years of my work, I really realized how even more deeper the importance is to understand thyself and the journey with spirit world. And so
Yeah.
I just love showing up and holding space.
Yeah, 100%. I have to agree with that. It's showing up, being your true authentic self, and sharing space for the rest of the people that are on their journey, and helping them try to find their purpose, and sharing that love of spirit, and basically bringing us all together in that sacred space, isn't it? So fantastic.
Right.
So let's say some highs to our viewers this evening. So the first one across my screen is Caroline May Sandbrook from Dagenham, all the way down in Essex, I believe that is.
Oh, very cool.
I used to live not so far away from there, actually, Romford.
Hi, Maddie. Yeah, not Essex. Caroline is like a big supporter. So Caroline May like always shows up. I just want to give her another shout out. Live on air, girl, doing your thing. Oh, and Louise Brown. I look at the beautiful picture. Oh, that's so powerful. I love her.
I love that picture. It's a nice picture, Louise. A new one compared to what you normally have on there. So lovely. And good evening to Julie Frio.
Hi, Julie girl, thank you for being here.
And Maxine.
Hi, Maxine. Oh,
hi, all the way from America there again.
Yeah, Shaz.
Yeah.
Shaz, girl, thank you for being here. Hey, Paul. Hiya. That's why I learned. This is where I first learned hiya. I was like, what is hiya? And I'm like, that's my word now.
Not hey y'all.
No, well, y'all is my other word, but when I'm here, it's hiya.
Absolutely fantastic. Evening, Paul. Good evening, Jennifer.
You gotta get Jennifer Lee on your show, Jordan. Amazing,
She'd be more than welcome. Anybody that wishes to come on as a guest, please drop me a text. I am always looking for guests. Please do feel free to drop me a text, or I'll obviously, contact you in some way. But absolutely.
Yes. Morning coffee cheers to everybody. Hi, Jen. What's up? It's California time here. It's only 10 something. Girl, need to have some coffee.
Yeah, and it's like 6:10 at night in the UK, so it's not too bad.
Almost
Evening,
tea
Jade.
time.
Good evening, Claire.
Hi,
Yeah,
Claire.
yeah,
Beautiful
absolutely
picture, my
lovely.
love.
Like that, really like that. Heather
Heather
Brown,
Brown.
Bromley, Kent, lovely.
Mm, wow.
The Garden of England.
Mm. She looks so styling with her hat. She looks like she's in Arizona. I'm loving that. Hey, Dawn, girl, thank you for being here. Cheers to you and your picture, girl. Look at that nice glass of wine right next to you. You go ahead. I ain't mad at you. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, lovely. That's me time, enjoying the other side of life. Absolutely like that. Yeah,
Right. And
cheers
that's
to you
important. Yeah, it's
virtually.
so important to have me time, Jordan. So important,
Yeah,
to take those moments for sure.
yeah. I had a conversation with somebody the other day actually about this, and they were like, "Oh, Spirit just, they constantly want me to do things." And I'm like, "Yes, they do, but you are in control of what's happening. So you need to sometimes just go, no, I'm having a day off, or I'm having the afternoon off, or whatever. You know, it's a partnership at the end of the day." And yeah,
Right.
they've took
Those
that on board, so they're moving forward with a bit more balance.
right. Those boundaries, we learn them as time goes, and it's
Absolutely.
not, we oftentimes forget about the need of ourselves. And so when we do take those moments of time out, those are moments you just cherish for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to
Hmm.
connect with your family, your friends, other loved
Mm,
ones, friends, etc. That get you doing your spiritual path or whatever. Those moments we need to cherish. Making memories, because at the end of the day, that's what we leave this world with. Everything else is just materialistic and it's left behind. So yeah, make
exactly.
memories, guys. Make memories.
Yeah, most definitely create beautiful memories. Always laugh and smile and do your best to have fun. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Thank you. I love my cup. There's a little Mexican store here in the area, and they just got the fabulous things, hats and, cups. And you're in the market, you can get your fruit and vegetables all at the same time, girl. I love it.
A one
Yeah,
stop for all. Right.
that's it.
Lovely. Some great high energy already. Uh,
Ooh, look at that
Good
tree.
evening, Jasmine. Lovely. From New Zealand. Love and light. Love that.
Love and
Fantastic.
light to you, beautiful. Love and light to you.
Love, love, love. Is that some Maori warriors, is it?
I don't know, but that's
That
intense. That's a serious tree right there, Jordan.
looks like
I,
Maori warriors with the tattoos on their sleeves. Yeah.
oh, that's intense. I can just feel the
Yeah.
love with that one for sure.
Yeah, that's like proper grounding, that, isn't it? Good
Right.
old
So
fashioned lost
it's
ways, knowledge,
right,
wisdom that we should all be doing, connecting with Mother
right.
Earth. Good evening,
There's a
Ashley.
hi,
Welcome.
Ashley.
Lovely
Hey,
to have
Ashley.
you as always. Right, so let's get the ball rolling. Let's get some
Let's go.
questions forwarded from you guys, our viewers. Please don't
Thank
forget,
you.
like, love, share with the community.
Yes.
Get as many on as possible. We'll get to your questions as soon as possible, as soon as the first one comes through. And you've got the benefit of myself and the lovely Debbie Romero, all the
Thank
way
you.
from the States, to give you her take on those questions that are going to be posed to us this evening. So
Yes.
yeah, if you do have a question, you're struggling on your spiritual path, whether it's generic or individual, please do just, this is your opportunity to take advantage of two people that are quite experienced and in our own separate ways. And, we'll answer them as best as we can and take what resonates with those answers, please. Yeah. So
Right.
lovely to have you all. Yeah, let's get those questions then,
Yeah.
as and when they come through. So yeah. Who else is with us this evening until we get a question then, Richard? Good
Hi,
evening,
Susan.
Susan Cooper.
Hi, love.
Yeah, I
Thank
like
you for
that.
being here. Me too. Hey, Carol girl. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Is it your birthday? I love that. This is a celebration. She got a crown on her head.
she
That's what's
has. She's
up.
got like a tiara, hasn't she? Lovely.
Suji, all these pictures are reminding us to ground and keep our crown on. Look at that.
Raylene, good evening.
Hey, Lee.
I like that actually. Whatever that was, and she's put a picture in it. That was lovely.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she has a bunch like the
And
little
she's got like, yeah,
stones.
like chakras or crystals, like the color chakra crystals all the way around it. Lovely. Very nice.
Right, right. Very
Yeah.
cool. Love that. People are so creative when it comes to their pictures, right?
Yeah, and I think we have to be, you know what I mean? Make it
Yeah,
authentic, make it you, make it say something.
right.
That's an
So
interesting photo, Patricia.
I find it interesting that nobody has comments. Come on, who has questions, y'all? Are they
Yeah.
just waiting for a read? Hi, Christine, beautiful girl. It's been so long since I've seen you. Love the picture, girl. Hey, Max.
Yeah. And good afternoon, Mags. Yeah. All
Oh,
right. Okay, Mags. Can
there
you
we
tell me
go.
about scrying? Okay.
Okay. You want to start,
Ooh.
Jordon?
Well, I've done a little bit of it myself. It's not something I tend to do a lot of. Um, but obviously, there's different ways of doing it. You can do it with a candle and doing it in the flame. You can do it with a log fire, that kind of thing. So the flame effect and doing it that way, or you can do it into a mirror. Some people even do it in water because it has to be
Right.
kind of like reflective. And it's calling forth, obviously, those what I would call the ancient wisdom of the ancestors coming through, really, because it's such an old craft.
Mm.
Apart from that, I don't really know a lot about it, but I will tell you about one experience I had when I first did it. I saw somebody that I was a bit like, oh, who's this? And I actually initially thought it was my guide, one of my guides stepping forward. And then I
Mm-hmm.
since found out after I saw the picture and then I got the name and all the rest of it, and
Mm-hmm.
additional information, I actually found out it was, let me get this right, four times great grandfather. So it was going all the way back to like the late 17th century.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's one of my team actually, but he's not a guide. He's just one of my teams, as part of the family kind of thing that helps me on an individual basis.
Right.
Um, I think if it resonates with you, Max, go for it.
Yeah. I agree. I think for me, like I would say about 14, 13. We all have our what we call healers, our intuitive, folks that we go to as family, friends, cultures, traditions, right? And so one of the things that they would do is they would put a cup of water as they do their card readings or they're getting ready to hold space for someone. And after the card reading is done, the water collects all the energy and we can read the water after. And it's very interesting. So I've been doing this since 13. You can actually read it and see the imageries of the people that start to present itself to you. And it'll give you almost like tea leaf readings, you're going in there and you're reading the different tea leaf, like the symbolic symbols that pop up that will help you to understand, oh, well, that was interesting, right? You can look at the clouds and gaze. If you test and give your body an opportunity to pause to either it is the fire gazing or it is looking at the clouds, making the intent for spirit to show you something that is symbolic in a way that you would understand before going into that moment of connecting, because they will talk to you based on a tool of what we're using in the moment, and everything is energy. And whether it's the earth, the wind, the fire, all the elements are there, and how you're choosing to work with it is ultimately up to you, Mag. So great question. I know that I've studied that as a very young child, and I always found it to be trippy, like, oh my god, that just happened, like that is so cool, how we're reading the water and how the fire is talking to you. And sometimes I'll capture pictures in the clouds of my loved ones, and so the colors are there, the rainbows are there, the spirit of energy is all around us. So Mags, find one that gives you fun and excitement to dive into,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. I would second that. If it definitely resonates with you, do it, and just try different ways of doing it. You'll find the right one for you. It might not be for you, but the fact that you're asking it, Mags, says that it resonates with you at some level. So take
Right.
on board what Debbie said because she sounds like she's got a little bit more knowledge than me with regards to scrying. So
But
thank you very much for that.
it takes time and practice. I remember going into the crystal ball readings and you're having to gaze into the ball. I'm like, what do you see? I'm like, I see nothing. What do you see in
Yeah,
the tea leaves? And I'll see nothing, but my guides were telling me what was happening. I was getting all the conversation. There's this and this and this and this. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. But then it takes a moment to practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key to it, isn't it? Just,
Hmm.
give it time to, for you to, encase that energy that's around you, let your guide step forward and gradually, like, let everything develop. You may, like you say, have your guide there just dropping it in cognitively or auditory to you, so you can give that the benefit of that reading, let's say. But at the same time, you know, if you're very new to it, you need to build those skills, and your team will help
Right.
you do that. And Mags is a student of mine, and your team is so important. What we do, we cannot do it without them. So you need to make sure that you're always asking your team to
Right.
join you in your
Oh,
divination practices.
100, Jordan. I was working with a beautiful lady out in Essex, and I was being reminded of how to do crystal ball readings, charm readings, tea leaf readings, palm readings, and I'm just like, oh God, help me, spirit. What am I in right now? Learning all these new ways of working, right? And so every time I started to work with her, I always called in a past life guide to help me, or a guide that was very knowledgeable with the crystal ball or the tea leaves. And I can feel the presence of them with me as I would work in those ways with her. But your spirit's going to know and what feels right and what works for you and what doesn't. And so it's really cool if you welcome that fun and that play, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Good
Mm-hmm.
evening again, Christine Davis. So we got
Hey,
a question
girl.
from you. How can I get on? Sorry, how can I get back on my spiritual journey, as she is feeling that she's drifting away from it? Okay.
Mm. Do you want me
Um,
to, do you want me to answer that, or
yeah,
you
you
want to
can go
answer?
first if you wish, Debbie. That's fine.
Okay. I think, Christine, this is a great question. I feel many of us also find ourselves drifting away at times. But what I tell my students is that when we're done with class, they would say, what do we do next? And this is the beauty. You are spirit, beautiful. By just simply being you, your energy and your frequency, and how you share your smile, your laughter, your love, your conversations, your time to listen to someone, you are already in the flow of spirit and your truth. We oftentimes want it to be mediumship readings and connecting to healing, but it really is just flowing through you so naturally because you embody the frequency and energy of the spirit world. We want to make it so complicated, and we want it to make it where it's part of our purpose. So then we set the intention. Spirit, use me in the way that you feel that you're ready to be used. Always ask spirit, as Jordon says, your team. Feel that energy come close to you on the top of your crown through the body. Allow the waves of the energies to flow through you. And so, whatever you're ready to start your day, you're always one with you in spirit world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with regards to you feeling like you're drifting away, I would just say that energetically, I mean, I am kind of looking at your picture as well, but I'm just saying, over and above what Debbie's saying, I don't know whether you meditate or whatever, but I am getting the sense that with the drifting away, you're slightly out of alignment. So I want you to do like a meditation body check, just quickly scan your body on a psychic level with spirit, just see if there's anything that's not quite, balanced as it should be. And I feel like once you center and clear whatever it is that doesn't no longer serve you, send that away. And like Debbie says, then just let everything flow. And you won't be drifting away. At times we all feel that, Christine, but just then come straight back into the present. If you do feel that you're drifting away, just center yourself, come back into the present. And even if you have to ask several times through the day, why is this happening? I feel like I'm drifting away from my path. Yeah, you'll get the answer, and they'll turn around and say, because, like, you're maybe not focused on something that you should be focused. Because they do that with me, because I am a bit scatty at times. And they'll go, no, no, no. That's why you're drifting away, because you're not paying attention to what we're saying to you, or we're showing you something. Pay attention. And then they take me away from something that I feel is a priority, and then they throw something else on top of it and go, this is the priority.
Mm.
So whatever that is with your spiritual journey on an individual basis, just really, really check in with yourself, whether it's daily, and I would suggest daily, even if it's only
Mm-hmm.
for a few minutes, just do that quick body scan, and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward with your spirit
Right,
team, fully on board with you to guide you at all times through the day. And that should
right.
help you. get away from that kind of drifting feeling energetically.
Right. I like to say, like, even the grounding, as you say, the scanning and the
Yeah.
realignment, you know, working with the color silver is the connection, that cord between spirit world and our world, right? So I always ask the angels to ask to ground our silver cord into the earth star chakra. And so as the energy is being pulled down, it's grounding the energy and it's realigning us and allowing our energy to be present. So if we're outside and we're thinking too much, our energy is not present in the moment of now. So the grounding exercise will help tremendously, you know, make the intent to be grounded, make the intent to be present, wear red, red polish, red lipstick, something red. You know, there's binaural beats you can listen to, sweet potatoes, nuts, berries. You can incorporate that as you're grounding your energy back to be present. So when we don't feel that we're aligned, also the grounding is always go back to the lower base of your chakras, because we're always up in the upper chakras and we want all this fabulous downloads, but we also have to plant the seeds and keep them supported within the structure of our body, right? So it's like, where do we start that? Earth star chakra, root, our creativity within the sacral, and then our power in the solar plex. So babe, you got this. Like, you're a queen bee of spirit world. Let me throw you some love, because I know you flow just naturally. So take your time. Just know spirit's got you, and we got your back too, Miss Christine. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, I would agree with Debbie. I mean, it is just, you know, it's not about kind of sitting with spirit, just, you know, and going out and intentionally going for a walk to ground and all the rest of it, which is, you know, I think a lot of people just kind of throw that out there, but you need to look at your diet, you know, lots of water. And I always believe that the root chakra is, you know, we term it that way, and it is because if you're not looking after the root of yourself, which is your energy, yeah,
Right,
how does the rest of you blossom?
right. So
So it's
that's
called the
so
root to
true.
me for a reason. So feed the root and then sort that out, whether it's, you know, going out, grounding, getting the red, you know, the red foods, etc. You know, berries, lots of berries, sort of that sort of stuff, sweet potato, all that kind of thing. You know, just modify
Right.
your diet and try and cut out some of the stuff that, you know, is maybe not so good for you, and you will see an energetic change just in diet straight away. But
Right.
hopefully that will help for you, Christine. And I'm sorry that you're going through whatever you're going through, but know
Mm-hmm.
that you are loved and your spirit team
Most
are right
definitely.
behind you, girl. Okay.
Most
Um,
definitely.
just ask them to step forward and help you in whatever way you need that help.
Right.
Okay.
In those little subtle shifts, you know, I like to wear my hematite. Hematite was a stone that I've always gone to. And that is for grounding, the darker stones for grounding, because especially she's so open. She's such a medium, right? We're all open. And so collectively, you're feeling all the energies too. That's why the Earth Star chakra was why I go to that, because that's more humanity, collective. And she's a giver. She's one that's always listening and being there for others. And then that root chakra is your individual self. So working with those areas, as Jordon says, girls, you're going to be popping. I can't, and she's already wearing red, Jordon, in her picture. Do you
Yeah.
see? So she's already got her, like, her one step up already, girl. You in it, girl.
Yeah. And if you need that visual, like Debbie said, you know, just to kind of like give you that visual of, oh, I need to work on my root or I need to work on my sacral, change it up, wear an item that associates with the color of that chakra that you're working with
Right.
on that day. I mean, personally, I always look at like there's 7 days in the week, there's 7 chakras within your body. Yeah. Just work on
Mm,
one chakra every single day of the week and go, right, okay, Monday is root chakra. So I'm going to incorporate something red, or just have it in your head and set that
right.
intent. I'm cleansing and clearing my root chakra today. Next day,
Right.
sacral, and go on and keep doing
Right.
that. And it takes a little while, I must admit. It did for me, but we're all different. So, you know, just bear with it and it'll all kind of center out and balance itself out. Find what's right for you, Christine. But we gave you quite a lot of different
Yeah.
suggestions there. And just
Right.
find and take what resonates with you, my darling. Okay.
Totally me.
Oh,
I'm always
yeah.
for people. Yeah, girl. I
Yeah.
love what you're saying, Jordon. You're speaking my language, and that's how I teach. You know, one week root chakra, next week sacral, and it's about bringing awareness to ourselves, right? Well, how is our body speaking to us? And how do we incorporate the different senses and incorporating the healing and the acknowledgement of how our body's talking to our needs, and what is it, how is your body screaming to you, like, girl, help a girl out, like, come on. You know, my body would be like, oh my God, I'm feeling this ache and pain. And I'm like, oh yeah, is there because I'm 50 or because I got to work on my root chakra? I'm going to play that it needs to be worked on because I got things to work through versus my age.
No, I agree with you that, because I just recently turned 50 myself.
I'm 2 years behind you.
I was a bit like, ooh, 50, and I cope with it better than what I did when I hit 40, to be honest. But I think that's because of but lots of different things going on around me. But yeah, I was a bit like, ooh, yeah, but 50 is the new 40, so it's okay. I'm actually all right with this, But yeah, it does. You do need to check in yourself, because in the community, we give a lot to other people when we genuinely come from that place. Yeah.
Right.
But it's important to really check in with yourself at least once a day at some point, just to say, right, okay, what am I feeling? What's off today with me on a personal level? Because if we're constantly giving, then we're not looking after ourselves. Definitely.
Right.
Really, it's so important.
This also goes back with Jasmine's question to what Christine is saying, when we're in that dream state, we're in our state of mind of, that third eye, that crown. Many of us want the downloads, we want the visions, we want the information, and we want to connect. And again, she's dreaming of her ancestors. That's all part of that earth star chakra. It's a place that holds the past lives. It's in, if you believe, right? So it's past life. It also holds your ancestors, karmic. It also has humanity, collective, but we call it the $1 million chakra because it's also one to help manifest. So that's all still the darker stones, crystals. You're still work with the affirmations. I'm grounded, I'm protected, I'm supported. And if your ancestors are coming to you, baby, in your dream, I would suggest that you keep, and this is what was taught to me by one of my shamanic teachers who was just fabulous. I can't rave enough about him. And what we would do is before we would go to bed, you would create a symbolic symbol to let your team know that you want to dream before you go to bed. And so whether it's like touching your fingers to give them an indication, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm ready to sleep. I welcome you into my sleep state. But always keep a journal, right? And this one's mine, Transcend with Debbie. Keep a journal right next to you, right?
Nice plug, Debbie.
I know, baby. I don't even, and this is a manifestation journal, right, y'all? But for real, but on a real level here. It can be a piece of paper. You can have your markers ready, whatever you need. And the way this works is that we often forget our dreams because they come in so quick, right? So you want to keep a journal by your side. Oftentimes people will come to us and they'll say, what did my dream mean? What are they trying to tell me? This is the beauty of the unfoldment of the gift for the journey of thyself within. And this is how you have developed your relationship between you and spirit world. And that is your job to interpret what that means for you. And so as you put the pieces together, it's like a puzzle. You're putting them one piece at a time and allowing the impressions to come in. Oftentimes we'll say, I didn't get the full information, but what you did get was the healing. You did get the energy and the frequency and the way that your body needs it. So when we're dreaming, we're getting the healing at the same time, which can cause that paralysis feeling or can cause that like, oh my God, why am I numb and why am I waking? Well, spirit's got a hold. You're asking for some healing somewhere, It's interesting because Jasmine, I don't mean to tap in more deeper, but they're taking me to like June for you. Like you went through something very big in June and it was like, I'm making these changes and I got to dive in. And so I feel like we create these ripple effects of connections. So you just got to remember, what did you ask for? And why are they coming? Is it a birthday? Is it a celebration? Is there an illness? There's healing that you're asking for. And I feel like all of those things are just a little moment of when you do dream like this, what was happening in my day, the day before, or what is happening in my life right now. So this is where you pause and you give yourself an opportunity to say, hey, my spirit team's got me. Let me write this down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's great advice. I mean, I couldn't have said that any better myself, to be honest. because you've incorporated their star chakra and then working that into obviously our own chakras within our body. The only other thing that I would say, and it's something that I do, and I was taught a while ago, is that if you are struggling on the with the dream state issue, and we all have issues with this and forgetting what we've been given, because we automatically get up, but actually the idea is just to slowly awake. And if you can like naturally like say to yourself and use your internal body clock and say, right, okay, I need to be awake at 8 o'clock. The more you do that, the more your body will automatically go into that synchronicity and wake you up at a certain time every morning or whatever it is that you wish to do. With regards to that dream state, though, I would just say, as Debbie says, you're asking for your team to come in and heal you while you sleep, etc. And I do a lot of astral and things like that. But if you really want to remember your dream state, the other one that I use is body asleep. So physically you are rested while sleeping. Spirit are doing what they're doing, but then mind awake, so that you're able to remember most of your dream. So in the morning when you go to journal, it's actually you've got a lot more clarity in what you've been shown in your dream. So I would suggest that you maybe try that if you feel that that works for you. I know that it really works for me, and I pass that on to lots of people. There you go. That's why you got June.
I love that.
Her birthday is in June.
Happy birthday to
Birthday.
you. It's coming up, baby girl. Happy birthday. I know Spirit's coming in to throw you some sparkles and shimmers, that's for sure. One thing, Jordon, that what was reminded for me was when I don't get everything and I'm trying to get the message, I'd be like, tell me again. What are you saying? Tell me again. Tell me again. And then I go back to bed and be like, and see, she made an intent. She was taking a class, you can use a little peppermint on your third eye. You can use the essential oils. Always test, y'all. Make sure you're not having any reactions to the essential oils, because sometimes we can be sensitive. You can use coconut oil to mix it, to blend with it, but you can add it in your third eye. You can have a diffuser. Lots of different ways that you can work with that. Is that how you unblock your chakras? Okay, so let's answer this one. Tony girl, you want to go first, and then I'll add my part.
Tony, you can unblock your chakras in many, many different ways. It's not just all about meditation. I know that that's kind of like the go-to for a lot of people, and a lot of people will turn and tell you that is how you do it. But I would actually say, do what resonates with you. And if meditation isn't your thing, and there's a lot of people that do not like meditation in the sense that it's like a journeyed meditation or it's bilateral meditation or whatever, if that doesn't work for you, look at what foods cleanse and clear your chakras. Okay, Google it. Dead simple. You get all the information you want. Wearing a color is just a visual reminder. Really, to say, I'm wearing an orange today. I'm working on my sacral. Okay. And just incorporate that in, because if you're automatically setting the intent as well, and this is just taken away from the chakras, how we dress is so important, as well as our environment. We dress in a certain way, we're automatically setting the intent to put our best foot forward. So if you set that intent to cleanse and clear a chakra because you're wearing a color that's associated with the chakra, that intent is everything in what we do.
100, right?
But just incorporate meditation, the foods, the colors, and setting that mental intention and asking your team to come forward and help you in whatever way sits with you on an individual basis. Remember, we are all a collective. However, what works for one doesn't always work for everybody.
Right. And if you're believing crystals and you like crystals,
I
love a good selenite, right? Here's a good piece of selenite stick. And you can just kind of release the energies, right? If we're paying attention to our auric field and we're paying attention to our chakras, obviously there's something within yourself saying a change needs to happen. Your body's talking to you, girl. You listening, and that's what's powerful, because you're following now your way of saying something is off, right? And so for me, like, let's just say, for our chakras, if we're going to the third eye, there are many different ways, as Jordon says, with meditation, but everything is energy. So you can move and visualize a white light, or you can visualize the white light pushing the energy out and just spinning the chakras with the intent to release the residue, the darker atoms or the molecules that are sitting within the third eye or within that, and do it 21 times. You can go at the opposite and bring it to spin forward and just kind of release the energy. Wash your hands with salt, right? Always start at the solar plex, because that's our soul, that's our power. There's cords there, and you could just kind of imagine that the energy is moving off your body, and you can visualize the colors of the chakras. So if it's like yellow for the solar plex, you can bring in that yellow movement. My biggest to go to movement is the goddess pose. Like, hey, who doesn't want a good goddess pose, right? And it's like you got your hands out, you're in your power, and you're squatting, and you're just getting that energy moving through the body. And so it's like really moving the body. You know, if it's the throat, move with the neck. You know, you can incorporate sea salt. There's so many ways that you can cleanse the body with crystals. I remember one day I was like in meditation and I had crystals all around my body, and I'm like, come on, baby, let's get this energy moving, you know? So you're gonna do what needs to be done. Like your spirit's gonna talk to you. Colors help. Yes, moving the energy energetically around you, dry bathing, you know, push that energy off, making the intent to, you know, if you're one that is concerned of picking up residue from others, bubbling the energy, your own energy, until your aura is healthy and healed, so that it's not taking in the hits in the areas that are weak, right? So color healing therapy. I do one where I color. So you see my crayons here. I will draw a pixel stick of me, and I will start to shade in my chakras, and I will color them with the intent to bring healing to my chakra system. So this is a little trick that Debbie does, that I take a self-care look, and I look at myself and I'll color in my chakra system, and I'll say, okay, this is where I look, this is what's up, and this, and you'll see, baby, you'll see when you color it and you put it on paper, some of your chakra colors may be smaller, some of them might be bigger. So pay attention how you color, because there's a meaning in that area. Either it's too open, too closed, pay attention to it. Is the coloring darker? Is it lighter? All of those are indications of how to pay attention back to thyself. So you always go with sound, affirmation, movement, your foods you eat, crystals, and essential oils. These are the tools that we can have to incorporate in making a shift with those chakras, that chakra system. But the biggest thing is just making the intent to change, to be better, to feel healthier, and to create that ripple effect of, oh man, I feel so good, right? That's it. It's not even for the clairs. Yes, don't get me wrong, the clairs are going to help, but it's all about taking care of thyself. How do I ground? How do you ground inside, girl? Let me tell you. Go ahead, Jordon. I'll let you go, because I won't stop. Go ahead, Jordon.
How do you ground inside? I would say everything that we basically gave you on this question is setting that intention. Not only
Right.
are you, what you're doing is you are grounding yourself internally as you're doing it, because your chakras are internal. So if you incorporate that into your chakras and then just let that feed out into your auric field and the multiple levels of your aura, that should help you ground internally as well as externally. But the food side of things, because you're eating it, you're digesting it, that is the ultimate way to ground yourself internally, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and obviously with the meditation side of things. But I want to say to you, just because obviously the previous comment, or the one before that, said you don't have time to meditate. Tony, I want to say to you, okay, just with time, incorporate the meditation with, you know, just having the meditation on in the background when you're cooking or whatever you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Put headphones in when you're hoovering and just listen to the frequency and the meditation. You do not have to be sat down, laid back, eyes closed, and totally focused. The meditation music is still going to do what it needs to do, even if you are literally doing some housework. That's what I do, because obviously being busy, we do not always have that like 5-10 minutes just to sit on our own with full intention to create that space. But as long as we are doing the other bits that we need to do and incorporating that into our day, you know, they're not as powerful when we create the space, but the effects are still the same. They're just slightly more diluted. So I would start with that, and gradually you will make the time because your body will be
Mhm.
screaming for that, basically.
Right.
Okay.
I feel like Tony's question actually can go to so many people who are homebound, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is the biggest thing because being stuck in one place, not being able to leave, that creates a lot of different energies. Now you're in the energies of your home. You're in a different, you really can't move the energy, especially if we have illnesses or things that we're working through, right? And I feel like with Tony's question here, I know for you guys across the pond, it's always raining. The weather's not that great. It's hard to go out. And so what I was given is like plants plants inside the house, right? So putting and I have a hard time grounding, Tony. So not anymore as times pass, but when I first started, baby, my Reiki master teacher would be like, girl, you need to wear dirt on you. She's like, let's give you some sand to carry around to remind you that you're grounded, right? But really, oftentimes we think we're not grounded, but we really are. So just knowing that you're okay and that you're present. But I also want to say, if you can buy indoor plants, mother-in-law plants are really great to purify the energies, but also, you know, tending to them, gardening, bringing them into the home will allow you to still have that grounding component to touch the earth, the energy of the earth. You're connecting to the earth energy, right? Also, too, as Jordon says, the frequency of 786 frequency works or higher is that frequency of the earth that is going to help. I play them when I go to sleep. So whatever you're trying to manifest or work with, every frequency is connected to each chakra. There's different ones, and you can specifically focus on the one that you're looking for. Just Google it, babe. And the other thing is like painting, creating in the art, grounding and being present, washing the dishes, doing housework. Those are going to ground you from taking your energy out of spirit world. We want to always be in that download connection, but we also have to do what's important in the present moment. So how do you become present, baby? Do you need to make doctor calls? Do you need to take care of anything that has been pushed aside? You know, laundry, things like that is going to ground you back into the moment of now. So we often want to go to a meditation. We want to go into spirit, but really the earthly things. What does an earthly thing mean for you? And then that is calling a family member, calling a friend. Hey, what's up, girl? I got you. You know, let's go get some tea. Let's get some coffee. That's going to change the frequency and the energy. And it's going to give you that. I want to go to bingo with you all of a sudden, girl. So it's like doing things in life, creating the memories, as Jordon said, that is what we're creating. And so if you can be present and enjoy those moments, that's going to get you grounding. So cheers to that. Jordon, this is so fun. Thank you for having me as a
Oh, you're
guest.
welcome. It's lovely to have you on board after
Yeah.
obviously being a guest on your show previously. Hopefully that helps you. There's lots of information in that, and we kind of diversified it as well for a lot of people because there's so many different ways you can look at grounding. But really, just do what resonates with you individually. Yeah. I just ask your spirit team what is the right thing for me. If you're not 100% sure, you
There
know.
you go. That's
That's what
what's
I
up.
do. If I'm not 100% sure on something, you know, I've got two options here, left or right. Okay.
Let's
So
go.
thank you, Richard. I'm glad you find it interesting, really. You want to learn crystal readings? Absolutely, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crystal
Yeah.
readings are very interesting, very unique. Lots of love and enjoy. Get it booked.
Get it, girl. Create those grids, girl. Like, what are you manifesting? I can see that you've already put yourself in one. So you're on one step higher. Her picture has crystals all around her. So, like, that's the first step. There you go.
Yeah.
Daniela Floro, she's a really great person to reach out to. She does crystal readings and she teaches also how to work with crystals. So Daniela Floro, she's out in the UK area. Definitely highly recommended.
Okay, that's lovely. Have we got another question then, Richard? Yeah. Do you do charm throwing? Any tips?
I I do. Do you?
I'm glad you do because I was like, oh my goodness, I don't.
Well, I haven't done them in a
Over
long
to
time. It's been,
Debbie.
but they're so fun, right? So, like, if you're you get a little paper or like we'll just say you can make your own, right? Draw a circle in the middle, and then you put a line in the middle. Everything to the right, I believe, is the present, and everything to the left is the past. And so when you're throwing the charms and as they fall, you look at the ones that first in the past and you read them, right? And you have to sit with them just as you would do a card. Every symbol has a meaning. And so when I talk to my students, spirit development is for you again. So how they show you what a charm means for you, or how the connection of that symbolic meaning, write it, get a little book and write your little symbolic symbols and what they mean for you. Because you're the reader, you're the one working with spirit, you're going to have the answer and how it resonates, fill into it, and then let it, push it to the side and say, okay, this is what I see that you went through, and this is what I see coming in. And then just tap into your psychic awareness when you're doing that as well. So it's a really fun tool. It's working with symbolic symbols. And so, I would see a dog pop up, or a key, or a heart, and the music notes come in, and I see little bicycles when I'm doing, because that's how my little bag of charms are. I've been wanting to do one on a live, so maybe one day I'll do it. But it's harder because not everybody can see what you're throwing and how they come out, but they're fun. I say go for it, girl. Change your charms up, change the way that it's connecting. Fly high like the planes right now. The planes are flying over me right now. So yeah. So that's what I would do. And I hope that helps. So draw a circle, draw a line, and when you throw them like jacks, right? Let them fall naturally, push them to the side, and I would work the pass first.
Lovely. Thank you very much for that informative answer there for Fairy Fist. You've got me kind of thinking, oh, I need a charm reading now.
Yeah, that's fun, Jordon.
I've never even had one, so just interesting you talking about them. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. It is using your own psychic energy, your team to help you. And it's great. Actually, straight away, one of my guides was stepping forward and like, you need to work on symbology more. And I'm like, yes, I do know that. So charms would be a good way for me to do.
Right. Because
I'm like, right, okay. Message noted.
Right, because we get so many symbols in our mind and we want to make sense of it. And that's where you start to keep your own diary of your own symbols, Harry Potter book, right? And so when you do that, I hope I'm saying that right, because I know Richard was like one time correcting me on that. Did I say that right? Potter. I love it. I'm sorry. It's porridge. I wish you could hear the boss man right now in my ear. But really, you carry your little magical book, we'll just say, your little magic book, and you put down the words and you just write the meaning of them for you, because this is what you're developing. This is how spirit is talking to you. You shouldn't ask somebody what that means, because it's for you and how you interpret it and how they're talking to you. So Maxine says, tell us about angels. Ooh, do you want to start that, Jordon?
Well, depends. I mean, like, tell us about angels, ... That is like such a wide question. But thanks, Maxine, for the question. I mean, I'd like to know what you actually want to know about angels, to be honest, because obviously I run angel attunement classes and stuff like that. If you're on about working with angels, being a registered angel guide, that's very different in itself. If you're being pulled to that kind of work and working with the higher realms, as I always say, I think just on that point alone, absolutely go for it. Working with them individually can be so magnificent, and like the energies that are coming around you. Let's just say you're working with Metatron. They all obviously have their own different vibration and frequency, but they'll help you work on whatever it is that is associated with each angel. And obviously we don't have enough time to go into each angel, but really working with them on an individual basis and bringing each one in. Let's just link it to the chakras, because there was a bit of work we're talking about the chakras. So if you're working with the first one, so you go to Zadkiel, which is your root, really, really nice energy. Can be a little bit dense, but massively helpful in cleansing and clearing your chakras. So if you want to do like angel meditations with clearing your chakras out and incorporating the both of them that way, that's a really,
Hmm.
really nice way of starting to work with the angels,
Right.
rather than just your kind of like normal meditation that just cleanses and clears the energy, etc.
Right.
So I would just say to you, you know, angelically, I would start there. But to tell you about it, I am restricted by time because it's such a large topic. But
Hmm.
working with them, honestly, the feeling that you get when you work with them is on another level for me.
Totally.
That's my
Yeah.
own personal take on it. It's
Right.
it's very different to when I connect with mediumship as well. I feel like I'm literally floating. I like
Mm.
my feet on the ground when I'm working with them,
Right.
especially when I'm doing like an angelic reading, being an angel guide, etc., and using my angel cards. So that's very different as well. But yeah, please just start. I would just say start with working with them through meditation, cleansing and clearing the chakras, and then
Mhm.
work your way up.
Right.
And then be pulled to whatever it is. So your oracle, angel cards, etc., and you'll naturally be pulled in the direction that they want you to be working with in
Mhm.
that area of working with the angels. So hopefully that
Right.
helps, Maxine. What's your
So
take on?
I would say, Maxine, take a class from Jordon. Follow Jordon, and obviously he's, certified in this area. What comes to mind is a meditation that I did when I would cleanse my chakras. So it's called Raising the Vibration with the Angels, and you can Google that. It should have a ring of energy of vibrations going up, and each chakra, as Jordon says, each angel comes in. It's one of my favorites. It's a very beautiful way of allowing the energy to move through you. Um, Depending on what you're trying to connect to, as Jordan says, you can you know, for communication. There's so many ways that you can connect to them. And as Jordan says, it can go into depth. So I definitely would highly recommend taking a course with him. But also, too, I would also take time to study and let spirit take you to the angels that come to you, because again, I feel like I'm repeating this a little bit, but your journey is your own journey. And so spirit's going to put in front of you what you're ready to learn. And so whatever angel comes to you or has caught your attention, that is the area that you're going to want to learn about. So give your body an opportunity to expand on that. Clearly, I feel like with you, when I'm tapping in psychically, there's a lot of white vibrancy light around you. There's a lot of energy that comes on the left side of your body. So when you're saying this, I feel like this is actually a mother. I feel like this is a woman that steps forward. And so when I'm feeling in this energy, you may be looking at it like my mother is my angel. So feel into it, babe. What is it? What is it speaking to you? And how is the energy talking to you? That's what I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, 100%. I would agree with that because when you sense that energy, you not only can you invite that in and actually sit directly within that energy, it will give you more information. And I teach that in my mediumship classes and stuff like that. It's not just about allowing the energy to just come in so that you know it's your energy and their energy, and you've got that parting, but then allowing them to step fully in. But
Most
you
definitely.
know, not going to the point where they're overshadowing you, but knowing the difference between the frequencies and how they're meeting with one another, and really going into that and allowing
Right.
yourself to just really go with it and go with that external energy in
Yeah.
flow, like we've said on other questions that have been posed this evening. So
Yeah.
yeah, great question, but sadly
Yeah.
limited to time here. If you'd asked us a little bit more specifically with regards to the angels,
Hmm.
it would have been a better question, Maxine, but a great question because lots of people want to work with the angelic
Right.
realms. Um, but definitely start with the kind of like the chakra side of
Right.
things. And not necessarily the root, okay? Just, do that body scan. Go to whatever chakra you feel needs that. A lot of people go straight to the heart
Mm.
because they want to open that up and cleanse and clear whatever's in their heart space because to them that's where they have like a block or they have some stagnant energy that need to work through. So when I teach it, it's one of the first ones that I actually do because it opens them up to allow the rest of the attunements to actually happen in a
Hmm.
better flow. Hopefully
Right.
that makes sense. Okay.
Right.
Right. Good evening, Alicia Jane. Are animals, bird feathers associated with people who have passed or pets, for example? I would really say that this is individualistic, to be honest. If you feel that you have picked up, um, you know, a black feather, that's normally to do with, like, protection. So somebody's telling you you're protected. Really sense and feel when you pick it up and think to yourself, right, so look at the color, Google what it means if you don't know what it means, okay? Because lots of different terminology out there and different meanings. But look at the color. What does it mean to you? And is it a message from the other side to say, I need to look at protection? Or is it you're protected because something externally is happening to you and you're not protecting yourself well enough? So there's very different ways of looking at it, but it's not necessarily somebody that's passed. If you're looking at like birds coming in without the feathers, the birds are the messengers from the spirit world coming in to give you a message. So maybe that's kind of what you mean. But I would say to you, if you pick up something, just sense and feel that was a gift from mum on the other side, for example. Really feel that and go with it and know that it's true. Yeah, that is basically what I would say to you. It's totally individualistic. There's lots of generic stuff out there, but really, really use your own intuition and psychic energy here. It's what's right for you. What does it feel like for you? Who's it from? Ask those questions when you pick it up and get your team to step forward and help you understand.
Right. I feel with her, she associates with feathers though. So I feel like that's symbolically, she gets them from spirit world because that's her intent and that's how she resonates with it. So if I were to tap into her just a bit here, I definitely feel either she wants a tattoo of a feather or she has one. And I feel like I want to go to a gentleman that it's in reference to. So I do feel symbolically, this is intuitively that you've connected to this person in spirit world saying they're giving me feathers as a representation. So you have to be mindful of like what you're intending it to come in for. And also, are you around pets, right? And obviously pets, if you're around the area with pets and it's reminding you, I would say also both, because it's also giving you an indication we're with you. If you would have had that gentle thought like, oh, this is in reference to my father or my mother or this gentleman who I lost, that is just immediate. That is your awareness that they are present because it hits you in a download of a sense saying, this was a gift to me by spirit. So you also have to look at it, like Jordon said, individually, how you set the intent. But if you already have the download, this is my mom, this is my mother. Yeah, we don't just get those random thoughts. It's them saying, here you go. There's a connection. Here's a memory. For me, when you were speaking to Jordon, was my mother had cockatiel birds, the yellow birds. And so, I know if I see a cockatiel, that's in reference to her. So you also have to look at it, blue jays, cardinals, how do they represent your loved one? Butterflies, hummingbirds, all of those birds and all the symbolic connections, it's always also connected to the person that we lost on the other side because either they resonated with them also. So you have to take so much into accountability of how you relate to that feather or to that symbolic connection. If it reminds you of that it's them, trust it. Don't doubt that.
Yeah, 100%. Just use your own psychic awareness and your own intuition. Yeah. I mean, like, for example, just on what Debbie said, when magpies are near and we kind of like do the salute when it's one and all that sort of stuff, for me, my mum resonated with magpies so much that I know that when a magpie is near me, it's literally, if I see it, it's like I always go, magpies are near, mum is close by. Straight away, I know that that's like, oh, she wants my attention to do with something, or I'm getting an answer to something that I've asked. So really, really do go with your own individual intuition on each of those things. It doesn't matter whether it's birds, feathers, or anything else. Attach the same principle to it all. Your journey, your own, it is unique. Okay, there will be similarities with all of the collective, but yours will be slightly different to mine and Debbie's and anybody else. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. Okay, that's beautiful. And thank you very much for your question, because that's really, really, important, and a lot of people want to know about symbology.
Right.
So yeah.
it's really unfolded in a beautiful way with the symbolic connections, right? I love that.
Yeah. I mean, robins to me, just before we quickly go to a break, because we need to go to a break, robins
Okay.
to me are basically, I always associate them with my grandparents. And that's maybe because out of the four of them that have now gone over on both sides of the family, two of them died around Christmas. And that's when I always see a robin. So I always
Mm.
associate it with one of the grandparents on dad's side and one of them on mum's side. So it's whatever it, as Debbie says, whatever it is for you, really take and acknowledge that and know that. And every time you see it, it reinforces that message. Okay. Hopefully
Mhm.
that's helpful, Alicia. And really thank you very much for your question, because a lot of people do struggle with the symbology, and it's really important that we do a lot more work on it. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys. A couple of minutes time. Please stay with us, like, share, follow. We will be back shortly after this commercial break.
Thank you. Don't go
Thank you.
nowhere.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at sptv UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Join us tonight at 8 p.m. UK time as we welcome Paul Bannister for a captivating live interview and talk show, Spiritual Talk. Tune in for insightful discussions with special guests and live readings that promise to inspire and enlighten.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, join Clara for a night filled with mediumship teachings and readings, featuring special guests.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick commercial break, and welcome back. We're going to do some live readings before the end of the show. A great pleasure to have my guest this evening once again, Debbie Romero. So we're both going live with some readings and automatically start that in a moment's time. But don't forget, Paul Bannister's show, 8 p.m. tonight, just under an hour. And his guest this evening is Clara McFarlane. That starts at 8, just under an hour. So you've got plenty of time to go and get a brew, have some dinner, whatever it is, and join them this evening. Okay, so without further ado, we will get some live readings done before we close this evening and see who we're pulled to individually. Are we all good, Debbie, for that?
Oh, most definitely. I love
Let's
Clara.
go.
She's so cool. Let's go. Mitty May's in the house.
Good evening,
Let's
Minty May.
go.
If we can have some then, Richard, and see who we're pulled to this evening. Good evening, Julia Rampton. Oh, that's a lovely
hey,
photo, that,
Gwen.
isn't it? Very endearing. And good evening, Gwendolyn and Mags Doran. Yeah, lovely. Lisa Bennett. Okay. And Jenny Jones. Can I stop on Jenny, please?
Hmm.
Right, Jenny. Just when I've saw your picture there, just on as I've seen your photo, it'll be the left-hand side of you where the light is shining. Just on it'll be your right side of your face, okay? Because it's mirroring. I was very much aware that somebody comes in around that side of you, is a little bit distant at times, but that's not a bad thing. They're just staying a little bit out with your own personal energy field, right? And I feel like this is somebody new that wants to come in and work with you as in a guide. But I'm just going to say that. But I do know that there is a gentleman that really steps in and helps you at times where you need mental clarity, I'm being told, okay? And there's something that's been either happening now, or I feel like it's just about to come to an end, where you've had like a moment of clarity, where it's been like you've been struggling with something or you've been a little bit indecisive with it. And basically, this gentleman's coming in and he would have had that kind of like bang. That's how we deal with that. And I feel like that's what he's wanting you to do. Would you understand that? What I'm saying to you with regards to that? And I've just been told grandfather. So would you understand that kind of characteristic to be a grandfather in spirit for me, please? I do feel he was quite a casually dressed person, but still smart with it, not like, as we are these days, a little bit too casual sometimes. He's saying not like that. He's mentioning grunge here. That's funny, but not like that, but like smart casual, okay? And I just want to say to you also, he's given me the month of July, so there's something in July that he wants me to say to you about, but he's also given me October, okay? And he's saying that the number 14 would resonate somewhere in relation to whether it be an anniversary, a passing, that kind of thing, okay? But I also want to give you... Okay, I want to give you an orchid, please. And I believe that they're giving you it symbolically, okay? And so, as we've talked about in the show this tonight, symbology is important. Really not sure about the symbology of an orchid. That's just gone right out of my head. So I'm going to have to ask them what they want with that. Okay, so I'm being told you would understand that this flower is one that takes its time to blossom, okay? So I feel like you're dealing with something and there's been a few struggles with that. And I just want you to give yourself a little bit of a break here to really just sit back and let things naturally grow and blossom, because the fruits of your labor, I'm being told, with regards to this, are about to fully come in for you. Okay? Okay. Yeah. And there's a reference here to some sort of jewellery item left with a woman. I want to say it's some sort of necklace, okay? And there's some sort of like pendant on it, but I can't quite clearly see that. But I would hope you would understand what that is for me, okay? If you could just let me know if any of that resonates, because the gentleman's just saying he's doing this to me, he's waving away to you, but lots of love. And he's just put his arms around at the back of me, because he's at the back of me. He's put his arms around like this to give you that hug. Okay. So please take their love this evening. And it was my pleasure connecting with you. Okay.
Beautiful read, Jordan.
Thank you, Debbie. You're next.
Yeah, I was totally feeling into him. Like, he's a mechanic. I got the name Fred. I was like Ted, and I was like, okay, you all up in that. Like,
Okay.
you're looking it up for her. I don't think she was here, but she left.
well,
So let's see. Hey, Mark. Oh, what a cute doggy.
Oh, it's a Frenchie. I've got two.
Let's stay here with Mark for a second, if we can. If we may, Richard, if you don't mind. Mark, are you here so that we can work with you, if you don't mind? I know you put a little heart face, but can we work with you? Are you open to a reading? And I know, like with me, immediately, I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose, but I definitely feel discomfort in my legs. And I know that I feel discomfort in my knees. And I feel like spirit is acknowledging something either that you have experienced here or discomfort here and within yourself. And I feel a gentleman stepping forward from the other side, that's just to give you upliftment, to get out of whatever energetic feelings that you're feeling. So it's, if things have been a little bit challenging to get things done, I feel like from spirit world, we want to give you that angelic wings to push you forward. When I mentioned the angelic wings, I feel it's connected to a woman who feels very much like a mother. I feel that she comes closer to me. I know that I would be connecting to the chest here area or illness around the chest here. I feel either some form of long-term illness or cancer is the sense I get. Mark, if you would understand this. I feel like she's just so full of life. I feel like she's also very giggly. There's either a connection to the name Carol, because all of a sudden I also heard the name Carol. So I know that I have a gentleman here and a woman stepping forward. As I feel into this, I feel like they're just bringing acknowledge back to you, which I'm going back to my legs as well. I love the little kiss. It's so cute, right? So I definitely feel like I just have to say, keep going. It's like I want to fix my car. I feel like I'm looking at trying to make repairs. And I feel like this gentleman is just showing me how things have been. Yeah, they have been. Oh, I'm so sorry, friend. I'm so sorry that your body is having a little bit of discomfort here. But I do feel that the energies of both that are just stepping forward to help you step out of that, right? And so like in your mind, you've been in your thoughts, and they're making me feel this impression of like, I got to go outside. I got to fix my car. I don't know if there's something going on with your tires, but I want to look at the tires. Like, I just feel like the road, like all these things, you're just really, I feel like I want to get on the road and travel with you. And so if you've been thinking about traveling, I see the word yes, like go for it. So because I do feel that that is opening up for you. I feel that you're trying to be patient and more understanding. And so it's almost like this feeling of like, and I feel like this is in reference to relationships. They're making me feel almost like you just got to do it, if this makes sense, Smart. Would you understand this feeling that they're giving me here? Karen. I'm not sure. I don't hear Karen. So I'm not sure about the Karen. Is this the person? Yes, you understand this. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I do feel, so I'm assuming that Karen is the person that you want to go see, but I do feel like I want to go see. Fix the car, check the roads, get on my, get it all together. But I feel like, yes, it is positive. I do feel that you should, that is something that feels right. I also feel like the month of March and the month of May are very significant. I feel like there's been some changes that have been a little heavier, and I just feel like get in the car and go. Like I do, yes. Okay, you do understand this. Thank you. My team is bringing a little bit of healing. I just see a bunch of rainbow stuff coming forward to you. So a lot of energy is coming your way, so they can bring you some more additional healing your way. I do feel this is in reference to a relationship, because all of a sudden there's just showing me the ring. So I feel like commitment. I feel like you're in these thoughts of relationships. And I just gotta say, like, abundance of love is coming your way. So I want to give you abundance, if you would understand this, Smart. I feel like I just want to light a little candle for you. I feel like either you've been praying. I feel like this woman from the other side is coming in. She makes me feel like she prays. I feel like she's someone who takes care of the home. I feel like she's somebody who would have been very neat. I feel like she's just giving you this additional love. It's very interesting because she shows me like I have oxygen my mouth, on my nose, and I feel like it was troubles for me to breathe. That's why the house had to be clean. It was like lint, things like this were very was a little bit too much. Oh, she just passed a few weeks ago. Oh, God bless you. I'm so sorry. So I do feel that she's just showing me here how difficult it was for her to breathe within the area. Like things had to be spotless because of her illness, is the sense I get. I feel very sick to my stomach with her. And I know that there was a lot that she went through on a physical level with her illness. And I get to say that I pause with this because she makes me feel like you're holding on to everything. And when I pause with this, it's like the world is on your shoulders. And I just want to let spirit take that from you. And so as you've been talking to spirit and you've been talking to the universe, or your great spirit, God, however your divine servant, spirit you're connecting, I feel that you made that connection. I felt either 3 days ago you paused to connect to your God, your spirit, And I feel like they want to give gratitude because you've given this woman permission to pass with peace and dignity. I feel like you were part of their care as you took off her shoes. I feel like you had to sit her up in the chair, whether this is a wheelchair. I feel like you made sure she had a jacket on, or you made sure she was warm. So I feel the love of this care being given to her. So as we're given symbols, I want to give you a yellow flower from Spirit World. As the power of love and respect comes to you, cervical cancer. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry. And I feel like, you know, grief is not easy, but she's giving you that restoration that you're looking for. So with time, just allow the love and peace to wash over you. So my deepest apologies on your loss. And I just thank you for letting me hold space for her and for you just for this brief moment. God bless.
Lovely, that. Such a powerful reading, that, Deborah. Just please take our love as from both of us and the rest of the team here and the collective, Mark. Yeah, you know, I'm sure you're going through the emotions of the grief cycle, etc. But know that, you know, they're always with you, and I'm sure you know that. But yeah, such a lovely energy as well, because I was kind of slightly tapping in, but I was letting Debbie obviously take the message to give it to you. She's done such a wonderful job there. So yeah, please take our love, and we will be sending healing to you as well, and your family, given the fact that you've just lost a loved one. Okay, so yeah, just take care. Okay, so let's have some names. See who we're pulled to next. Okay, good evening, Sarah. Just to make sure that you know it's you. Michelle Middle.
Hey, girl. She's from my
Lovely.
area, 805.
Oh,
yeah, California girl. Amazing
big
soul.
up to California.
Big ups to California girls. That's what's up.
Good evening, Lisa. Lovely.
Oh, another. Well, this one's from Arizona. Hey, Annie.
Good evening, Anne. Very independent puppy. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So people don't listen when. Oh, right. Okay. So it's people don't listen when I say to be spiritually aware. I say this life is only temporary, but most are too involved in this earthly life. Do you know what? I'm going to give you a reading on this actually, because I was slightly pulled to your photo, but it went and then it's come back. So I'm going to say to you, there is a gentleman that is just kind of stepping into my awareness. Now, tell me who it is, okay? And I just want to say to you that, you know, just with regards to that on screen, because obviously that is pulling my attention psychically as well. I just want to say that you just need to sit in your own power with regards to this, because this is part of your journey and part of your path that's unfolding. And unfortunately, we do go through some turmoil with regards to this. And the gentleman that is stepping forward is one of a lot of strength and courage. And he certainly wouldn't have taken a lot of stuff off of people. He's quite blunt in how he's putting things to me. And he's just saying to you, with regards to this situation, don't necessarily be as blunt. Just take on board somebody else's kind of, you know, criticisms or advice, guidance, whatever. And even if they shun you, just send them love, light, and healing, and just don't let your vibration drop here. That's on the psychic level. But the gentleman's saying to me also, really want to say personal here. Okay, so I'm not going to open that up, but I just want to say to you with regards to that, okay, that one of the things that you're dealing with on a personal level, would you understand that that is coming to the end of a cycle? I do feel that this is around some sort of breakup in relation to either a relationship or a family member. There's been a disagreement and there's been a disconnection, okay? I feel like that is gradually the energies are pulling back together to solve this out, okay? Whatever way that is. And I feel like there's a bit of harmony coming in with that from what I've just been showing, okay? And I've got to give you a gold watch from the gentleman. He keeps repeating it to me, okay? So I'm hoping that you would understand that. Please do write if you're following me in chat. And I just want to say to you, when I get given a timepiece, okay, I always want to say, with regards to this, that there is something to do with time here, okay? Time is of the essence, I actually want to say to you. So there's something that's you're either not paying attention to, or you're being impatient with regards to the time that's taking, okay? I want to just say to you, go back to the patience, sit in a positive energy, because you're actually stopping it energetically from coming in. I do feel that this is kind of going on a work vibration from how that's just been thrown into my awareness, okay? So there's some sort of change around work, okay? Don't know whether you've had difficulties there or whatever, but I am sending a little bit of awkwardness in the energy of that and what I've been told. But I want to say that that's the other thing on a personal level that is going to get sorted out. But I want to say it's probably the end of June, okay? Now, would you understand a David, and I think it's Jeff or Jeffrey, and I'm going to say that because obviously it's an abbreviation, but would you understand those two names? I'm also being told to give you Margaret, okay? And I'm being pulled to October, so there'll be significance in relation to the month of October around you as well. Okay, and for some reason, they want me to give you a ruby, okay? And Ruby always says to me that's for me personally, and I am going to give you how I interpret it. Ruby to me is representation of your heart, but it's also representative of May, I believe, isn't it? Birthstone, that kind of thing, or is that garnet? One of the two. But I want to give you May with that as well. So the month that we're just currently in. So there's been something that's been happening now, okay? But I'm also being given a picnic basket here. I have no idea why, okay? But I want to say to you, with that, I feel that the fact that they're giving me a picnic basket, I feel it's that sense of community, that sense of sharing, getting people that are on the same wavelength as you, bringing them together, breaking bread, having a laugh, grounding yourself that way, and really, really pulling into the people that you need to be connected with as your sense of community, okay? Because I feel there's a lack of that at the moment, and that's maybe why you've posed the question that you've posed, okay? Okay. Just slow down, please. So he's turning around and saying to me before he goes, okay, he's saying, apart from the timepiece, would you understand that there was something to do? I want to say it's a sovereign ring. I'm not too sure whether it's a half sovereign or a full sovereign, but it's something like that. Now, it might be might not be a sovereign, but I'm sure I've heard it right. And I want to say that rather than it just being quite, plain, I want to say that the actual mount of the ring and the shoulders of the ring that would hold the actual half sovereign or full sovereign, I think it's a half sovereign though, yeah? I want to say that is very, very ornate. So there's somebody either around you with that, okay? And it's been given to me to give to you as a clue, and it's somebody to just watch out for, okay? It's not been left. I want to make that clear. It's somebody that wears a ring like this, and it's somebody to be avoided. So there's obviously something going on around you, which I'm not going to open up from what I've just saw, but please take the love, okay? This gentleman is very much aware around you, and there's a lady just wanting to just pop in. She's just went, hi. I do feel that that's more grandmother, to be honest. He's a little bit reluctant to fully step in. But now that I've got grandmother, I want to say that this is like a grandfather, possibly great-grandfather, actually. I don't feel that they're married. I feel he's a step behind, as in like generational-wise. And I just want to say, he's saying, you've got this, and he's got your back. And the lady's just going like that to you, closing her palms. So I feel like she was quite religious when she was here as well. I do see rosary beads around her palms like that. So there's obviously some sort of Catholic connection as well. Okay. But please, I just want to say to you, from them and from me, it is difficult when we start our path on spirituality. We all struggle throughout it, okay? But just recenter yourself, take that time out, take the time out to ground, do what we've talked about this evening in many ways, in relation to resonating with yourself and finding your own path individually. And within this community, whether it's on SPTV Live or within the community as a whole, just get yourself out there and make some new friends and get that sense of community and bring that picnic forward, because it's happening in June. And that's how I'm going to leave you. Please take the boat to the love, all right? Independent Puppy. I like that name, actually.
I know.
Although that's not your name, but I do like
Right.
it.
So incognito, right? Beautiful
All right.
read.
So that's fantastic, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sharing, for all your likes, for all your love this evening, for your questions. Those that got a reading, thank you so much. It doesn't happen without you, okay? And once again, it is my great pleasure to thank Debbie Romero stepping in as my guest this evening and sharing the love from beyond the other side of the pond.
Oh, thank you, friend, for having me as a guest and to be a service to the community. Oh, it's an honor and a privilege to be here on your show. Thank you so kindly. Thank you, Richard, too, Mr. Bossman, as you rolled them for us. Thank you.
He's the one that does all the tricks behind the scenes. Absolutely. I love to Richard, because without him, it doesn't happen either. And Independent Puppy, you're absolutely welcome.
Yeah,
Well
I
done.
totally feel rebirth.
Yeah.
Independent Puppy, rebirth.
You know, if you need to connect with myself or Debbie, our names are on screen. Obviously, I'm known as the Phoenix Spiritual Coach, but obviously, if you just tap my name in, we're always here to help our community, whether it's online or whether it's via Facebook or whatever, okay? Just reach out to the right people, okay? Because I feel like you need that, okay? So thank you very much for joining us once again this evening. It is time to end so that Richard can go and do what he needs to do and prepare for our 8 o'clock show. Paul Bannister, Clara McFarlane at 8 o'clock, guys. Good night. God bless. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.